Winston guide to Overwatch 2. This is my first time actually trying his right click out. This is embarrassing, I played a ranked game like a day or two ago, and whoa, all these new effects, I've not even seen these new effects, and I didn't have my right click bound because in the old days I just had my right click on jump because, I don't know, it was just spammy when I was in my Lucio days. Holy crap. And yeah, so I was in a ranked game and I was trying to like find the controls and trying to find Winston, trying to like sort this right click out. So now that I'm using it, like, feels great. I love that it like charges up. I love that we've got some poke now. Let's say I like, oh no, my leap's on cooldown, I've like engaged, jumped off, and it's like, oh, what can I do now? There's like this awkward pause. Now I can do this in between the gameplay loop. Like 10 out of 10, brilliant, unbelievably good ad, like just great. Nothing but praises for it. So moving on to the guide side of things, those are his changes or his minor rework. The biggest thing with Winston is not overextending and dying, and you've got to know when to go in, who to target, and when to get out, more importantly. So my general goal is, I don't want to, if there's 5 of them there, I don't want to go like, whee, in the middle of 5 of them, unless like, I'm like making space for a Genji ult or something, but this is it. It's so dependent on the team fight, the game, the person, the team, like, do you know what I mean? You have to be intuitive when you play these tanks. Like, whenever I'm making these guides, I'm like, I don't want to say anything set in stone because you've just got to be flexible. You've got to adapt to the map. You've got to adapt to the teams. Like, but I'll just give you some general tips and tricks. So, what I like to do is when I've engaged, I'll like be in the middle of it, and then, oh no, I'm getting on 100 health. What do I do? What do I do? A lot of Winston's will be like, ah, and they'll fly away to the team, and it's like, oh, you just get shot in the arse and you die. But what I like to do is, I'm on 100 health. I'll go boom straight up, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like whenever I go straight up, I survive much more than I don't even jump backwards anymore because I know I'd rather do that because I can land on them, carry on the fight, and I can hopefully land a clutch heal on me. And it's like, right, carry on, go, and then you've got a bit of extra burst damage. So you like landing, like laser beam, then do a bit of a punch and a slam. You can get some like quite juicy burst out of that. And now, oh bro, now I can combine that with like my right click, so I can be like, whoa, I'm getting low health, charging up, punch them. Like you can do some insane damage now. Like his burst has gone like much higher. I'm loving it. What else? Bubble. Just know when to bubble dance. Like, you've got to like get it in a perfect spot. Like, you can block McCree dead eyes, you can block D.Va bombs. Like, you can literally, D.Va's thrown the bomb in, it can be there, I can go whoa, drop it on top of it and just contain the D.Va bomb. So your bubble shield is insane. You can do some really cool tricks with it. And then when you're in a fight, you want to be like dancing in and out of it. So let's say you're against a soldier, he's going to be like trying to get in, but you're just like, when he gets in, you get out, and you just do this like little AD dance. So he's like, can't get me, can't get me, can't get me, can't get me, can't get me. You need to just get good at doing that to mitigate your damage. Get your shield, get full use out of your shield ideally. For jumping, like, just get good with it. Practice makes perfect, but you can get some really like nice places. That was like a terrible jump. Like, if you actually wanted to get up there, you have to get a bit more of an angle. So like, practice your arcs and your leaps. Like, Junkrat, dynamites from Ashe, blah blah blah. Like, all these arcs in the game, you sort of like get good with them. I played a lot of Hunter in Left 4 Dead. It feels very like that. You even have a little bit of pounce damage, like, but you don't start clawing the face off. Like, imagine if Winston just like grabbed onto the head and like, what is it, Game of Thrones them. I'll not spoil it in case anyone's watching, but you know what I'm on about, like, where he great Game of Thrones his head, like, whatever. And then finally we've got, does he have any passives actually? Just the knockback tank from the new tank stuff. So finally his ult, Primal Rage. This is basically Genji Blade, but giant crazy monkey version. You can like get 2 or 3 picks if you're insane, but most of the time you should at least get 1 pick, or at least take the important person out of the fight. So look who's carrying on the other team, take them out, or if you can assassinate both supports, like, go for it. Like, the most annoying thing is Winston is getting slept like by the Ana, so you can like do this thing where you fly in just before she shoots you, put your bubble down, and it like blocks it, and then if you block the sleep dart, you've killed her. Even if she even if she nanos, you're still gonna kill her, like, eventually, like, but even if you get hit by purple, as long as you don't die, don't be scared to finish her off, because she's not gonna do enough damage to you if you catch her on her own. And then yeah, so get used to juggling with this, so you can like punch, jump, punch, you know what I mean? Like, you can, like, keep juggling them like that, and you can do short jumps and long jumps. So I'm holding forwards, I'm holding backwards. So get used to doing different jumps. The same applies to this, so I can do a little jump by running backwards. Whee! If you want to, like, do a close one, remember to, like, just the jump is so versatile in and out of Primal Rage. So that's about it. There's like, Winston's one of those, like, you either get the Winston that dives in and dies immediately, or you get, like, the Tracer version of tanks, which is, like, even more devastating. Like, a good Winston is just absolutely disgusting. When he, like, flirts with death on, like, 100 health and he knows how to get, like, full damage out of the character, like, you put so much pressure down on so many people that you just give so much space for all your other teammates. And you can solo carry with this guy as long as your support's good. Like, he's probably the most support reliant one. Like, if you're with a Zenyatta and, like, I don't know, a Brigitte, yeah, probably don't go Winston. Like, Ana is a perfect combination with him. Nano Winston is epic. Her sniper shots are epic. When you go up in the air, she can land those clutch shots. Like, Ana and then whatever support. As long as you got Ana, she's great. But Mercy would work, Moira would work within reason. But I'd say Ana is /1 combo with Winston. But yeah, let me know who you want to see next. Love you all. Hasta la vista. Peace. Doomfist guide to Overwatch 2 / how do I put this? Improvements I'd suggest in order to make Doomfist a better tank. Like, right now, you've got all these other insane heroes to pick, so it makes no sense to pick Doomfist. Even though he's, like, hella fun, and he has potential, it's like, you've got all these other heroes that do so much work, and it just requires so much less of you. Like, be Zarya, pop double shield, get 80 charge, laser beam people's faces off. Or as Doomfist, land some, like, hard positional shots, like, not get a pick, and hope your team finish them for you. Because Roadhog he's got solo carry potential. He can, like, if your DPS are slacking and your supports aren't doing great, you can still pick people off and you can still dominate the game. Zarya, you can get charged, you can get fed, you can own them. Sigma, insane damage. Like, Orisa, same again. Diva, more utility than anything. Like, Defense Matrix can just, like, save the day. But then you get Doomfist and it's like, okay, I don't know, he's just not very good. Like, all these other people are just so much better. So, let's get into him. Let's play a little bit. I've got some more grumbles with him as well. Like, so I'm used to the DPS Doomfist from Overwatch 1. So this transition is probably the worst transition for me. Like, the Bastion rework, absolutely incredible. 10 out of 10. He's been disabled because there's a bug where he can fire, like, 3 artillery rounds over. I mean, he can just spam artillery non-stop. Like, he just fires, like, as many rounds as he wants during, like, the 8-second window or whatever it is. So it's bugged. So they've removed it from ranked and quick play. Same with Torbjorn. Something's bugged with Torbjorn as well, but whatever. We're going off topic. So you charge people up, you smack them, and it's like, boom. In the old days, that would kill them. But now look how much health it does. Like, it's actually so dead. So Roadhog has, like, what? A 6-second cooldown on his hook, and he can one-shot you with that. Doomfist, yeah, the cooldown's shorter on this, but all this does is peel. Like, it has no, like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you have any solo carry potential. It's like, I'd rather be Zarya, I'd rather be Roadhog, I'd rather be someone that's going to get a pick and is going to win the game, because me punching the Genji away when my team's slacking, it's just not going to do much. And then your wombo combo has gone, so you can't, like, CC people in the air. So I'm used to, like, this baffles me why they've put it this way. Like, it's just so baffling to me. So left shift now does that, when in the past your E used to do that, and instead they've now put this on E instead. Why would you not just put this on E, like all Doomfist players are already used to, and then just change the rising uppercut to this new shield block, which is like everything. Like, Sigma, when he presses shield, it's like to protect himself. Like, but he, do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense why they're this way around. I know I can change it myself, but come on, it's just, it feels like no thought has gone into Doomfist. But the way he feels now, like, you're very mobile, you do a lot of damage. Sometimes, I don't know, I can't justify picking him when all the other characters exist. But essentially, it was supposed to be a guide, this, but I just went on a bit of a rant. So what you should do as a tank, it's all about like knowing when to push forward and knowing when to retreat, and like using like line of sight to your advantage, going in. And just, I don't know, it's very intuitive. You have to take it by the team fight, by your team comp, and by the team you're against. Like, if you're carrying, you can like, you have to be careful that you don't die. So if you overextend when you're carrying, it's like really, really bad. But if your team's carrying, you can like, oh, well, they're doing great. I just have to facilitate them. So I'll just dash in, knowing that my team will back me up. The Ana's going to land the shots. The Genji's followed me in, and you can just sort of trust your team. But it depends on your team comp, like I say. So always be willing to adapt, always be willing to change if it's not working out, but give it a good go. Doomfist is still fun, you can still win games with him. It's just all these other tanks are just so much better right now, like, but he's still great fun. Definitely try him out. You're not gonna like instantly lose the game just because you're playing him. At the end of the day, it does just come down to who's the best player, who's the best team, and you can still carry as any character, so don't let me put you off over my rants. This is just like, I'm used to old Doomfist, so I feel like that should do more damage than that. For me, full charge, punching him in the wall, like, I know you can charge it up with your E now, but I don't know, I feel like people just have already caught on, don't shoot him while he's doing that. Like, I feel like I never get the satisfying punch anymore where I like ping them into a wall and they like, boom, explode, and it's like dead satisfying. Like, I don't know, it's just not as satisfying as it used to be. His ult sucks, like, you have to get them banging that circle to do anything. Like, I don't know, they've nerfed his damage around the board, made him a bit of a disruptor tank, but I feel like he still needs some pick potential. Like, I understand he's got insane mobility, so maybe the pick potential plus the mobility, like, would be too strong. So, I don't know, I feel like he just needs... I just need a bit more, like, pick potential with him, and then I feel like he'd be in a better spot. Like, right now, I don't know, for how squishy and easy it is to kill, you need to be able to like pick someone off faster. Like, your right click, I think this is where I feel let down the most. And like I say, the shift on that makes no sense to me. That should be on E, and then this should be on shift. But I can change that in my own settings, but it just, I don't know. What else? I think that's it, yeah. It wasn't much of a guide. I'll play him some more, try to get used to him, but I'm hoping they do some changes, to be honest. So, let me know who you want to see next. Love you all. Peace. Hanzo guide to Overwatch 2. This is like my 15th guide at this point. We're like halfway through the roster. So check them out if you're into the others. I mostly play DPS and tank, but Lucio, Ana, Zenyatta, people like that, they're fun to play. Whatever. I'm rambling. So where do we start with Hanzo? Make use of his mobility. So he's got wall climb. So get yourself into good spots. Get yourself into cheeky spots where people aren't expecting you. And you can do this thing now where you can charge your shot before you climb. Like, in the olden days of Overwatch 1, you couldn't do that. So you charge your shot, climb, and then it's still charged when you're up here. So you can insta-give people. Let's say there's like a soldier camping up there. In the past, you'd have to do this. Boom, and land that shot. But now you can go like this, charge up, and go boom. Wait, what? Because it was weird because I glitched on there. Watch, I'll do it again. It was like fully charged when I came off the wall. I'll do it on this guy on my left. You see how I'm fully charged? Like, you just have to land a headshot and it's an insta-kill for free. So that's how you do the insta-kill on the ledge. Don't be like stuck in the old ways of like doing that, then charging your arrow. Although you can do that, it depends. Like, if you're against a DPS that keeps landing the shots, you need to be unpredictable. Like, they're so subjective, these guides. Like, depends on the team, depends on how you're playing, depends on who you're against, blah, blah, blah. So, Sonar, get that in a dirty spot. Find out where they always, like, chill and, like, get them in important places. Try time it with your team where it's going to be useful for your team as well, but it's good vision for yourself to get, like, dirty angles. And then, this is my favourite. So, in the old days, Scatter Arrow was a thing where the best bit about Scatter Arrow was it bounced off walls and things, and it was just really cool and satisfying. But the problem was it had like 5 arrows in it, and you'd shoot, all the strat was, you'd just shoot the floor in front of them like that, but it would fire like 5 arrows in one go. So you'd basically insta-kill Orisa. Like, imagine playing a tank with the longer respawn times and how boring Orisa used to be. And you're walking along and you see a Hanzo and he one-shots you with Scatter Arrow. Like, there's nothing you can do. He just shoots the floor near your feet and you die. Like, so they had to get rid of it. It was just insanely bad gameplay for certain people, but for Hanzo it was insanely fun. So they got rid of it and they put Storm Arrow in, which is this. Pew, 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 pew. But Semi-recently, like afterwards, they added the old ricochet mechanic back to it. So now Storm Arrow actually bounces off things. So they brought back Scatter Arrow in a way because it now bounces off things. So it's awesome. Like it unlocks so many fun windows of opportunities. Like it's just such a great little ad for him. Like it's just so fun. When you pull off the combo and you actually hit someone around a wall, it's just incredibly satisfying. Like I was playing a ranked game on Esperanza Coliseum, I don't know, what is it, Push Coliseum, and there was a Mei, and she was literally like round the corner. I was like this far away. I was like bing, 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 and I like bonked her in the head. It was just such a great feeling. So Hanzo's one of them. He's very hit or miss. Like you'll miss 20 shots in a row, and then you'll just get 3 in a row, like clink, 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 and you'll just win the game, like win the team fight. So be patient when it comes to Hanzo. Know that you are going to whiff like the majority of your shots, but it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm whiffing, right, I'm just swapping. But just stick with him for like more than 10 shots, and you might find yourself actually landing some shots. So I wouldn't say just don't give up on him straight away, because he has insane carry potential if you can land your arrows, but practice makes perfect, and you're not going to get good at it if you switch off after like 10 shots. So get used to his arc, get used to his charge time, know when it's going to kill. Like you can like get an insane amount of damage from a little charge, and you can like do these fast little fast arrows. So it's knowing the movement of your character, and that only comes with practice. So just get good with it. Practice your flick shots. Like just get good with your maneuverability. They've added leap now, which in the old days it didn't have leap. So the fact that you can like do some of these like cool trick shots now, like you can like dash in basically, land a clutch headshot, or you can use it to like peel away and get away from a situation. You can do like cool things, jumping off ledges to get more out of it. Like, oh no, they're over there. The Zarya's like, do you know what I mean? You can like do a cool dragon reposition. Like there's so many cool things you can do with the mobility he's gained. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Just when you are like, find the choke points on the map. Like if they're always stood in a doorway, you can just find like a dirty angle like this. Like use your arc to your advantage. Like don't show your whole body, and just be like, you can get some like dirty little choke point shots like that. Like peep and creep when it cocomes to Hanzo. When it comes to any character, like I've been saying it for DPS, but when any character, you want to be like peeping, creeping, peeping. Like just don't be like pachoo, pachoo. Like come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Do it like that. And then like you just want to practice these like dirty little flick shots. Like that's where Hanzo shines. Like these disgusting flick shots he can do. It's like boom, one hit kill, and then if they get away, like fire some like storm arrow around the corner, and then scat the sonar arrow. Just get it in a good spot where it helps you and your team. That's about it. So that's my 15th guide. I'm doing like 5 guides a day. Who do you want to see next? Love you all. I still love you. Stop. Peace. Ana guide to Overwatch 2. Tips and tricks from Overwatch 1. So Ana is like such a brilliant, versatile support. She's always been a staple ever since she was released, really. Like she's always brought so much to the team. Like her ultimate, her grenade is like, anti-heal is as good as like an ultimate, and she gets that on like an 8-second cooldown, and it can heal people, and it can like completely cancel a Zenyatta ult. Do you know what I mean? It's just such an insane ability on such a small cooldown that if she just had grenades, she'd still be good. But then you get all her other wonderful kit, like the sleep, 5-second hard TC. It's disgusting. Like just sleeping someone and then standing over the face, and they just know they're dead. It's just, and you waste like 5 seconds of their time just to like burn 5 seconds of the game where they're not attacking you. So awesome kit. Her right click, dead satisfying. Her left click, very satisfying. Like projectile and hit scan, it's just great fun. She's very small and hard to hit, which means Roadhog hook fails a lot of the time. Genji's like, when a Genji's on me, like I know if it's one-on-one, high chances I'm gonna beat that Genji more often than not, because my team's closer than his team. If I've got grenade, it depends on cooldown usage, obviously. Whenever he's like deflecting, you'll never throw a grenade at a Genji, just like straight on the floor. It splashes you, splashes him. Same with other flankers. Like try and get yourself, like both of you in it. Like if there's a tracer on me, I'd be like jump forward, like dash, like splash the floor, splash her, try and heal me and anti-nade her at the same time. That's like your goal. But then I don't know, it's be flexible, be versatile. Sometimes like if the tracer's on you, but there's like a 4-man grenade that needs being like healed there, or like the caught-in. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many uses for grenade. Like I could sit here and talk about scenarios like all day long. But her nano boost can now be used on yourself. So if you're in one of those situations where you know you're gonna pop off, you've like there's a Pharah in the air, there's a nano soldier running at you, just like save yourself. Wait, how the hell do I actually do it? I don't know what the keybind is for it. I've not played a I don't know, wait, is this only a custom game thing where you can do this? Nah, surely not. There must be a keybind, whatever. Figure out the keybind to self-nano yourself. I'm very sure you can do it, but maybe that's a custom game thing. Holy crap. If that's a... yeah, whatever. This is a scuffed guide. Deal with it. So get used to, like, quick scoping. Like, hitting your shots, basically. A good Ana and a great Ana is the difference between the clutch shots they land. Like, if you can, like... I don't know, you just need to be versatile. Practice your aim. If you're a DPS player, you'll have the most fun on Ana by far. She's like the answer for DPS players to being healer. Like, in the old day, you'd be like forced to be a healer. There was no like role queue, so it's like, oh well, we need a healer, I'll just go Ana because she's like a DPS, but she heals. And you've still got crazy pick potential, so you can assassinate anyone whenever you want. Land 3 shots, land a clutch grenade, like, just boom. Like, you can do so much work with Ana. Nano boost, just nano boost the targets with strong ults at the end of the day, or it's probably more important keeping the tank alive. So if the tank's about to die, nano boost them, heal them to full health. Like, that's probably your best situation. But then if you need to be aggressive, nano Genji, nano Soldier, nano Reaper, like, use your important people. I find it doesn't work a lot of the time if you nano boost like let's say Soujourn, Cassidy, people like them where they've got to land shots. I feel like nano boost almost gives them too much pressure and they just whiff non-stop because they feel forced into it. Everyone's reacting to them and it's like, I don't know, hitscan need a bit of wiggle room to work with. If all eyes are on them, it's going to be harder for them to hit shots. So yeah, use it on a tank or use it on a good combo is what I'd say, and avoid the boostio 100%. Although boostio, like, Lucio can pop off, so if your Lucio can hit his shots, like, go for it, mate. He does insane damage even without nano boost. What else? This is a very scuffed guide. What else can I say about her? Like, just stay hidden. Like, you want to make the flankers work very hard to get to you, so don't be like stood out in the open like this, stood still. Always be moving. Like, never be stood still like this, like healing your team. That's just asking to get one shot by every character in the game. So when I'm playing, I'm like this. I'm never stood still. I'm always like in and out, and ideally I don't want to be out like this. I want to be peeking from cover, so I'll be like this. Like, this is what I'm doing. Peep and creep. Peep and creep. Like, just change. Don't be predictable. If I'm doing that, eventually that Hanzo arrow is going to hit me like right through the eye. So alternate, spice it up. You can even change your distance. Like, I'll go a bit further back, or you can go, do you know what I mean? Like, just peep and creep and don't be predictable. Change your positioning constantly. What else? When you land a sleep dart, counting sheep disease, wait for your team or coordinate. Like, the most important thing is like waiting for that guaranteed kill. Don't like preemptively try and deal with it. And then you get like the Genji that shoots one shuriken from spawn and wakes up and then he kills you. Like, you'll get them moments on Ana, but your combo when you sleep them, you want to like shoot, grenade, shoot, punch. Like, that's like guaranteed to kill most important people. So that's your combo. Get good with it and you'll just annihilate flankers. Like, it's so fun when you just completely counter the nano Genji with sleep dart. Like, 10 out of 10 gameplay loop when it comes to Ana. She's insanely fun. I think that's everything. I'll come up with some more. Love you all. Tell me who you want to see next. Hasta la vista. Peace. Widowmaker guide to Overwatch 2. This is like, I don't know, 12th guide in this series at this point. So I'm trying to avoid repeating myself, but a lot of like tips are quite general, like when to push, when not to push, when to like, do you know what I mean, save ult, blah blah blah. So I think the biggest thing for like immediate advice is know your sight lines. Like, pre-scout awesome spots on the map where you can actually get great picks, great positioning, and you're actually a nuisance to deal with. So positioning is the most important thing as Widowmaker, and then, well, actually the first thing is landing your shots. You either land your shots or you don't. You can either click the red or you can either miss. So if you can't click heads, I mean, practice until you can click heads. Like, practice makes perfect at the end of the day. And what I would suggest is, when you're aiming, get used to moving and aiming. Don't ever be like this, like zoomed in. This is like a death sentence. If I ever see a Widowmaker like this, she's dead like immediately. So you always have to be moving, always be unpredictable, always be like AD. Like, if I'm shooting, I'm like this. Like, I'm never stood still. Like, throw just random movement into the mix until you like get good at aiming and moving at the same time. Like, just never stand still. What else? Use your positioning to your advantage. So you should always be on high ground if you can. Obviously, maps are gonna force you to like move and stuff, but let's say I'm aiming at these. I don't want to be like here going like this. I want to be like using some dirty angle like this. Like, look how much less space there is for people to see me and kill me when I'm like stood here and when I'm stood here. So rather than like aiming at all of them, I'd be like, right, I'll just peek out like this. It's like peep and creep, like peep and creep, peep and creep. Like, you get the idea. What else? We've got, well, I've got a roll, so I'll just pop it. It gives you vision like that, so don't just pop it immediately for the sake of it. Like, pop it when your team's about to make, I don't know, like, you've been wiped and it's like, right, we want the advantage, we want to know where they are, blah, blah, blah. Like, just be smart about your ult. Don't just pop it randomly. If you're like, oh, this, like, they're making a push, this is like a clutch moment, I could pop this, and it almost scares them off. Like, you force, if they're rushing in, you force them to like second guess themselves. Oh, Widow's got vision, she could headshot me if I go around that corner. So like, use it as a bit of a disengage tool to like give your team some space. Like, if you see them rushing in after they've got a pick, you can be like, let them in their sights, whatever she says, and like just maybe wear them off a little bit. But yeah, be flexible with your ult use, be flexible with your general gameplay. Like, know when to push, when to hang back, when to swap, etc. If you're whiffing and you've been whiffing for like 2 minutes straight, maybe you should move off the Widowmaker, bro. Yeah, you're either picking or you're not, so don't, what's the word, hinder your team by staying on Widow for 3 rounds even though you've not got a single kill yet. Moving on, your Widow mine is great. You can either fire it in choke points and eventually it'll get triggered for some decent damage. Like, if you always know that Anna likes to chill in, like, she always chills in certain spots, Anna's, so fire one of them just to like harass her, make her waste a nade on herself rather than like your team or healing. And then you can put it on like defensive positions for you. So let's say you're on Hollywood on a rooftop, you can be like, oh, up here, well, people are obviously going to try and get up the lift at some point, so put that behind you so it'll trigger when someone comes up the lift, and then, oh, you've triggered them, they're on a dot, land one shot and they're going to die. So gives you a like a get out of jail free card. And then this is like probably the best thing about Widow, the hook shot. So you grapple hook, it's just so good. Fly up into the air, find someone's head, blow it off. Get used to like firing while you're like flying up and down in the air as well. Like, I was talking about ADing, like sidestepping and shooting, crouching every now and then, maybe throwing a jump, but you're gonna have to, your next level up would be landing these grapple hooks. So you are quite predictable when you do that. So let's say you're against a Widow, it's actually a death sentence to just like do that, because if you go up into the air, you've got a harder shot than her. Like, it depends. At the end of the day, it's a skill thing. Like, one Widow is going to hit the shot, but just be wary that when you're falling down like that, you're in a very predictable arc. So it's like, oh, boom, I'll shoot you in the head. So it's just avoiding being predictable at all times. So if you've done that once or twice, be wary that, oh, they're going to be aiming for you next time, they're going to be more hidden. Like, you only catch them out once or twice, so you need to like change it up, like try a different angle, try a different position, always be moving, don't like sit in one spot so the tracer knows where you are to like come and get you, blah blah blah, all like general tips. You can do it on the ground. So if, let's say, I don't know, same with like Ashe, like shotgun round corners, Pharah you can reposition. Like, let's say you've tagged they've tagged the Mercy and she's running around there, you can be like, oh, I'll get you, boom, do some clutch little shot like that. If you land a headshot and it's like a fast one, like, you can finish them off with your finger, just normal left click. Don't be afraid to like, just, if they've got like 5 health left, if you have to, just spray and pray. Like, I'll just show you. I'm trying to not kill them and then you can like finish them off, like, try that. It's going to depend on the fight. I think that's everything. Yeah, just be wary of your team. You're quite team reliant. So you might have to switch it up no matter how well you're playing, how good you are. So yeah, enjoy, leave a comment, like and subscribe, tell me who you want to see next. Peace.